Okay. Working now. Stress. Hi. Hello. Can you hear me? Is it working now? Is it all working now? Can you hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me? Think good now? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. Knock on wood indeed. I don't know what that was. Good lord, I'm so stressed now. This is supposed to be a chill detective stream and I spent half an hour trying to get it to work. God damn it. The fuck, OBS? What did you do? Ugh. Okay. Okay. Put everything back where it was. Which is still incorrect. Because I keep forgetting to update the Twitch. My goodness. I'm so stressed. Why? That's never happened before. What the fuck? Good lord. Okay. Good grief. I'm so stressed now. So much for a chill detective stream. Damn it. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Oh my gosh. Knock on wood. Hopefully it doesn't do this again. I think it's the game. To be honest, because it hasn't happened before and I noticed that one of the problems for an overloaded encoder is a game trying to run at a far too high of an FPS and thereby taking up way too much of the GPU, which can overload the encoder on OBS apparently, so I think it's the game's fault, rather than OBS. Which is kind of unfortunate. Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. Good grief. Oh my gosh. Now let's hope it doesn't do this again. Oh my gosh. Fingers crossed. Please. Please, OBS. Please. Don't freak out again. Please don't freak out again. Please, my GPU and RAM look like they're fine. My CPU looks like it's fine. Okay, hopefully it's all gonna continue to work just fine. Don't see any problems. I did put lower graphics. I limited the game FPS. So it's limited to 60 FPS now. It's not an action game, so I can't imagine it would need really high FPS for any reason. I don't know why the FPS is so high, but 60 FPS is more than enough for a game where you're just sitting there solving puzzles, I would imagine. Goodness gracious. Well, it hasn't crashed yet. Fingers crossed. All looks fine. YouTube is fine. Twitch is fine. Excellent. Bitrate, okay. That was very stressful. Oh my gosh. I don't know why the game decided they needed to take up my entire GPU, but it's fine. Seems to all be in everything's in the green, so it should be okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to The Root Trees Are Dead. I looked at this a while ago when it first came out, and I figured it would be a great stream game. But I had to wait for Squidlock Holmes to be able to come out and do detective-y things, so... now here we are. The Butler County Times. The root trees are dead. What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Karl Roottree and his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottree sisters. Karl Roottree was the president of the ROOTTREE Candy Company, and it is not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect... I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. Aw, these 3 beautiful girls are dead, I guess. That's very sad. I wonder if it's gonna be a case like the one we just played, where I forget the name, where the family isn't actually dead. And they're just secretly hidden somewhere. I forget what it was called. We just played it too, and I completely forgot what it was called. My goodness, how did I forget that already? We played... oh gosh, what was it called? Dang it! The date on that newspaper is 1998. Yes, this is from a while ago. Or at least set a while ago. Crimson Mansion. Oh yes, the Crimson Mansion game. Mystery of Crimson Manor. There we go. No, sorry. Inheritance of Crimson Manor. The Inheritance of Crimson Manor. Where the family also supposedly died, except there the bodies weren't found, and in this case... I guess? I don't know if they found the bodies or not, so we don't actually know, but I wonder if it's going to be a case of they're not actually dead. I suppose we'll find out. Oh, and yeah, they just announced a new game, The Incident at Galley House, which I have wishlisted. So when that comes out, we'll play that. Unless I really hate this game, but I doubt it. Roottree Mania. Oh, this is the endless version, maybe? Root trees are dead. The mystery begins here. Let's go. Oh, the 90s loading screen. It's fantastic. December 6th, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Karl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Rootttrees are dead.
That's cool. I wasn't expecting live action.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling.
See here, wait, hang on. Mystery Corporation, Tales of Suspense.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees.
See that on the wall here.
Genie, as it were.
A genealogy genie? Music is reminding you of Aquarist. The game's actual music doesn't turn this comment into nonsense. We'll see.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
But yeah, we have here Mysteries, Tales of Suspense comic book cover. Here we have nobility of some kind. I can't read any of that. I wonder if we're gonna get to have a look at that. A genealogy genie, yes. Oh! Complete the family tree of the Roottree sisters. Siblings are in birth order. From oldest to youngest. Sleuth! Okay. So one of them's married. So they're not young girls. I thought from the picture it looked like they were young girls, but they're young women. Because one of them's married. Okay, examine the evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. From oldest to youngest, okay? The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottree sisters. Got milk? Ad? God, I remember those ads. Holy shit! That's a blast from the past. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." I mean... It depends on what... I mean, you can make chocolate without milk. It just will taste different. Or at least without dairy milk. Goodness gracious. So they're a candy empire. Fair enough. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. This is reminding you of the ads for Zyphal you're getting these days? Oh, that's a lot of names. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of names. That's a lot of names. Oh boy. That's it? Okay. We have the board. Oh, that's the internet. Did we look around our house? What is this? The notorious Montjoys. Ah. So this is a previous family tree that we did, I guess. A historical one, which is even harder to do because it's much less reliable. I said that, Rick, not Lux. The one who's married does not mean they're all adults. Yes, it does. In the US, it absolutely does. In 1998, it absolutely does. They're not gonna have an underage bride. In a game like this. Tales of Suspense. Mystery Comics. This is where Batman started, in case you didn't know. This Mystery Comics had a feature with essentially the original version of Batman. Riot Girl. We have our notebook. Jot down important information such as names, family relationship, marital status, sibling count, or anything else you'd like to remember. Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. The entire contents of your notepad are saved, even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. Second cousins. People that share the same great-grandparents, but not the same grandparents. Third cousins. Which is the level above that, okay. K-12 stands... Oh, American school terms, thank you. K-12 stands for kindergarten, 12th grade. This includes all schooling from ages 5 to 18. Schools produce yearbooks, which are albums of staged photos of the students, typically with a solid color or cloudy background. That one is married doesn't matter all three. It doesn't mean all three of them are different. I mean, they all three look to be roughly the same age, so I don't know. If you're completely stuck, try talking it through with your rubber duck. Get a hint. No, I don't want to get it. Alright, so we can change tracks. Add page, right. So we can add a page here and type stuff. Cool. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. 56K modem. I mean, for 1998, this computer is probably fucking amazing. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer. Or burn a music CD to listen to later. God, I had so many CDs burned full of music in the past. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape's Explorer's New History page. Oh my god, I remember Netscape. Happy surfing, and remember, cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Oh god. Oh god, that just... Oh my god. That just brought back so many memories. For those who don't know, I am actually a 90s person. Like, I grew up in the 90s. I remember that sound because we actually had that sound whenever we connected to the internet, because it used to be over the phone line. Oh my gosh. Now, if you're 20, still get mistaken for 16 sometimes. Someone that looks young doesn't mean they are. I know, but it's a video game. I don't know why you're so insistent on saying... being so mad at me about getting their ages wrong, potentially. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. Didn't realize it was gonna make you so mad. Got milk. You're also a 90s kid, but have never actually heard that sound in that context. I sure did. Use a modified version of the photo you have in your inventory. The ad mentions they are models on magazine covers. The Root Tree Candy Company. Oh. A lot of results for the Root Tree's popular candy products. Official website is unstable. A history section that manages to work. The Root Tree Candy Company was founded by Elias Root Tree. Okay. Oh my god, I'm old. Joking, of course. By internet standards, I am old, yes. It has no CEO and no stockholders. It's run by a president with inputs and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Karl Roottree, who despite his death is listed as the current president. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped in a crispy, crackly candy coating. The sister company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. The primary models for Root are the Roottree sisters. Don't think anyone's mad unless these 3 sisters are triplets. They're probably one apart. If one of them is 18, old enough to get married, the other 2 are minors. I don't know. A lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling careers. Also come across unofficial Roottree fan site curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Riley's the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think they are rich just because they're models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company. And their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do lead modeling for her brand Root. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps. And tried to dress in plaid Root clothes, like Riley does in most of the posters. Some days I want to get my ears pierced, like Rose. Okay. Ears pierced, like Rose. Plaid Root clothes, like Riley does. Okay, so the oldest... The oldest is Raina. Riley's the smart one and the youngest. Rose is the middle child. Riley. And then Rose. They all have names starting with RH. Rose? Why can we not find Rose? Okay. So, Rose Roottree. The results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different when searching for the sisters together. Brand names, books, product lines, or magazines you don't recognize. EMS. Raina Roottree. Root. You spy the Roottree sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. You too could be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. Different legal name, maybe. What sounds kinda oppressive? Collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently Root has released 2 catalogs per year, almost every year, since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sister's mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Harley Roottree. Ha Harley Roottree. Harley Roottree. Married to MS. We don't know who that is. Okay. TMS. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Fan magazine sounds a bit obsessive because it's a fan magazine for young teenagers. That's what teenage girls used to do, man. They dressed like their idols and did everything to be more like them. I'm sure boys did the same thing. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for supposed drug use, and more recently, relationship with Raina Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997, when she was only 19 and he was 23, so she's 20 now. I asked you what was obsessive. I missed what it was, when it was you said that, so... Brother Trouble. A sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers the same age, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Justin Christopher Baker. The showrunner was a small-screen director, Ron Roottree. Oh, hang on. Well, this is actually relevant. Cancelled in 1991. Yeah, that's not a big surprise. Ron Roottree. I guess their job is model? Question mark? Riley Roottree. They met through the show, possibly. Maple Crisps. Most recent product introduced in 1992. Came to be during the tenure of Ernie Jr., a former president of the Roottree Candy Company. Maple Crisps commercial. Okay. Sure. So I guess their job is model? Hey, we hear you like computers, so we put computer in your computer so you can computer while you computer. I'm guessing their job is model? Question mark? Oh. The white and gold dress. That's a reference. Not from the 90s, but it is funny. Black and blue, white and gold. Black and blue. That's a fun reference for modern day internet people. Carly, Root 3. Raina, Carly, and Riley. Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottree. Apparently her parents had planned to name a son Karl Roottree Jr., but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they called her Carly. Sometime in the early 90s, a now preteen Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names and she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name. Okay. Don't know if that's important, but it might be. Okay. Then we have the Roottree Candy Company. Five pieces. History of Print Advertising. The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. By Charles Lee. Okay. Normal teenagers would be happy to be different from their sisters. That depends on the relationship you have with them, I suppose. What did I miss? Your phone died watching on the big screen now. Nothing really. We're still just adding more stuff to, Ernie Jr. Ernie Jr. Directly precede Karl Roottree. He was Karl's mentor. He was apparently very successful as a president, but not so much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public. He stepped down due to illness in 1996. Okay, and then we have Gwyneth Roottree. Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers. As the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple farm, so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. Nice. A few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Roottree Legacy by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. What is a Watchman of the Year? A businessman who has furthered the field. Those quotes mean he wasn't really sick. I mean, he did die shortly after, so I don't know. Blood is thicker than syrup. Any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. That's why we're figuring out the family tree, so we can figure out who inherits money. So it is basically like, what is it called? What is it called? Forget what it's called again. Again, I can't name today. I can't remember any names. It's like the Return of the Obra Dinn, but like 90s? 90s inheritance instead of insurance payouts? That means he's murdered? I mean, you'd think that the news would mention if he was murdered. S. Williams. Information about her or her book Family Man seems to have faded over time due to lack of interest. Sad. Let's see. Root Tree Sisters. Root Tree Sisters modeling? Modeling. I guess their job is model? I can't really find anything else about what their jobs might be. Hope we find the root of the problems. I mean, the problem is they all died in a plane crash, but, you know. Carl. According to news sites, once you finish placing the Root Tree Sisters on the family tree, it would be wise to repeat this search. Okay. We got a new picture. Oh, Elias and Gwyneth. She looks happy. He does not. Okay. That's not the root of the problem. That's the symptom. Maybe. So this is What was his name? Tommy? Yeah, Tommy Mark Sheridan. Tommy. Why can I not put Tommy in? Why is Tommy not in here? I found him, didn't I? Why is he not showing up? Feels like murder. I mean, I know who it is, but they're not but he's not showing up in here. Well, I guess we're just doing model. 'Cause they were all models, basically. Click on faces in your evidence tab. Oh. I see. Feels like Murber. Da 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 da. Okay, so we had ears pierced like Rose. So that would be this one. Is that one. Riley wears plaid. And That's the oldest one? Yay, we did it! This is very, very much Obra Dinn. Having to guess 3 at once. Also, lock the following optional entries. None. Booyah.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Okay.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The root trees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees.
Okay.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay.
I'm off for now. Karl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Cool. Oh! Oh, she came back.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the root trees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Who are you, then? Shady lady? Sheridan Thomas was in the list? Oh. Oh, boy! Oh! Okay. Thomas Sheridan. Each time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. Why is this here? Did they have a child? Why is this here? Okay. Top secret. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Okay. She is either a good family friend or is herself a root tree. Yeah. Okay. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. And that was at the beginning of the 1900s. So, yeah, this is like 100 years worth of generations. More than 100 years worth of generations. You thought they were a lawyer? Maybe. Oh, I have a bot in my Twitch chat. Goodbye. Okay, well, these 2 we know. We know Gwyneth Anderson and Elias Roottree. We have her, have him. She was... Gosh. Housewife? And he was... No, they were both farmers, weren't they? Hang on. They were both farmers, weren't they? Farmer. Farmer. Okay. Oh, bonus photos. That's what that means. So I can find a bonus photo for her. We have extra evidence. What did we get? We got this one. The 5 pieces. There's 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Maybe that's why kids still love him? What? You've been in this line of work a long time. So long, in fact, you've developed a 6th sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine? Pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, the numbers will change whenever you find more evidence or luck in family members. New discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. The ad mentioned the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Ooh. I should probably organize this a little bit, but it's fine. Okay. All right. News alert. Okay. December 6th, 1998, which is today. It is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Karl, Brenda, the Roottree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. Filling his absence will be difficult. It may take considerable time. They list all of his accomplishments. I know I can add more pages, but I'll do that at some point. Elias Roottree in 1936 and Karl Roottree in 1987. Okay. Roottree. Old films not yet available on VHS. A well-known actress who was active around the 1950s. Appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. Guys Like Us. Bryn was the granddaughter of Elias Roottree. She shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name. We autistics would probably have done that as soon as we got more than 2 clues, but other people can just do stuff like this without it driving them crazy. Look, it's not that much yet. Okay, let's make this the Roottree Sisters. Nope, that's too long. Sisters. Then here we will do Elias and Gwyneth. Elias Roottree. New page for every clue, but then it would be just as bad as having all the clues on one page. Then you just have a list sorted like here instead of in the thing. One for family, one for occupations, one for the clothing brand, one for info about the candy. Well, everyone's brain works differently. Because the candy is something that refers to so many different family members, and the point is to identify the family members, so I'm gonna organize it by family section, I guess. Okay, so... No, I want to move you. How do I move you? Can I move you? Oh, like this. Okay, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Reorder. These are going there. Early history. This is the sisters. Garden. This is somebody else. Go Ron, I guess. Then we have Ernie. Junior. Current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Then we have Gwyn. Okay. You would want to put together one of those cork boards full of red strings. Yeah. Ah, that's Gwyn. Oh, she's lovely. She's lovely. Okay. Red root tree. Aloysius herring? Red herring root tree? Are you kidding me? That's so dumb. Oh my goodness. That's very silly. I mean, technically the actual board is in fact covered in string, yes. He claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out the last name was merely a coincidence, and he was defeated in a landslide. Oh, that's why he's a red herring, because he's not actually a fucking... Oh my god, that's so silly. I'm gonna add a page that's just unsorted. Move it up to the top so I can put all the unsorted notes in there and sort them out later. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Jim Roottree. James Roottree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife, Diamond LaRue. Jim writes, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. Never had another hit. The fans refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. Aww. Continue to release music. Cherry Tree, Sound of Laughter. Bit of a recluse, hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Aw. Unsorted like your brain. Like most people's brains, to be honest. Jim and Diamond. Maybe we do this? They send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. That's cute. Picture of Jim and Diamond's young son, Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. Wolf Roottree. Wolf Roottree. No? Okay. How about the Floozies? All-female punk band? Trio was extremely cagey about their identities. Their equipment was extremely expensive. They were selling CDs, they only cost $1. Beef Baby. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live. Wow, they're so fabulous! Look at them! Hell yeah! Jim and Diamond to their fan club, his son Wolf, listening to his parents' latest music. Is the background music part of the game? It is. I don't have any of my own music currently turned on, so yes, it's all the game. Hee. Also talk about PC, you're doing something at work, you're putting Windows 11 on a 12-year-old PC for the fun. Well, I hope you're ready for that PC to crash completely. Public library. Oh, wait. We had... Oh, I forgot. I should have made a note of it. I didn't. Karl Roottree. Again. Karl Roottree? Watchman of the Year. It was highest root. Who was it? Here we go. Family Man: The Roottree Legacy by Bess Williams. Copy. Bess Williams. Bess Williams. Book is impossible to find. Oh, sad. You use Ubuntu exactly to avoid all the mess that comes with Windows. Look, none of my stuff would work on Ubuntu at all. So, Carl. Oh. Brenda. Elias. Okay. This. Right. The oldest child Elias had was a daughter. That's good to know. His son Elias Roottree Jr. He refused to modify the Windows installer to make it. Ubuntu is one of the many, many, many Linux versions. Karl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr. So, Karl's grandparents, great-grandparents. Raina became the cover model. Alright. Hang on. What was second cousin again? Share the same great-grandparents, but not the same grandparents. Right, okay. Cool. Wait, where did those go? Karl, Ernie goes in here. Elias and Gwyneth. Done reordering. Go back to the unsorted page so I don't forget. Okay. Then we have Lauren Roottree. Author Lauren Roottree, a distant relative of the Roottree sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars, according to a website. Released a few romance novels under her married name. Lauren Rafferty. When she'd been keeping diaries about her famous family, she insisted she release them under her original name to take advantage of her family's notoriety. Selection run from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way to Vietnam. Her publishee re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court. Oh, she's still alive, but retired. Okay. Cool. Lauren Rafferty. A Life Between Wars. Oh. Lauren Roottree. Book occasionally taught in schools. Oh, lots of notes getting printed. Romance in Court. Oh wow, lots of things getting printed. Holy. Her brother Clancy. Clancy Roottree. Okay. Okay, okay. Clancy. Okay, okay. Clancy Roottree. That didn't work. Romance in Court. Her brother Clancy. Oh, it would be Clancy Lafferty, wouldn't it? Clancy Rafferty. Really? That's how you spell it, right? Rafferty? Yeah. Okay. Nope. Interesting. Clancy. Right, Rafferty is her married name. Right, okay. So, it would be Clancy Roottree, but apparently not important enough to show up yet. So that's fun. Maybe it has a different alternative name. That's her. And her husband. Her husband, Jacob. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth. Oh, wait. Hang on. One of Lauren's family members, Gwyn. Everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. Being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. No, it would not be fun, no. You're the first root tree woman to be anything other than a housewife. Boy. Highlight this. He gets to be in Starlet. Okay. Then we have Starlet. Search. Okay. Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. Wild Bill Williams. Google it. You're doing that already. Also, be going to grab ice cream. Like the last time I was on the big screen. Yay. Google didn't exist yet at this time, but yes, I am searching. Okay. I've been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy. I'm lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. Raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwyn. You're back? Welcome back. I need to turn the light on in my room. It's very dark in here. Oh boy. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Dynasty. Her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Root Tree Candy Company. Clancy told me everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. But that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. With the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came up to us next gens. Clancy's the one who volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company. Ask Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, even the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looked like he samples the products. Google was founded September 4th, 1998. Sure, but it wasn't a public thing that everyone was using. Googling as a concept didn't exist yet. That took many years. Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Granny had sisters, Granddad had a brother or two, and I was told trimmed their branches from the family tree, so why is Sam special? Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Wynn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shussed me and said it was complicated. So, illegitimate. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. All three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Apparently when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make a bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup, because he's probably an illegitimate child, that's why. And this program is not any of that. It's Spider Search, so it's a fictional one, you know, it has to be. I don't think Granddad was making an exception. I think his wife pushed him to accept an illegitimate child. Okay. Da, da, da. Clark is a free spirit. The only one with any discipline is Karl. Maybe I'm getting old, but our generation was never so bad. I'm sure that's what you believe. Bring home someone who'd be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is said to take over his department. My first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president. His sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwyn is Gwyn, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. Swashbuckle My Heart. Okay, copy. Lauren Rafferty. Re-released as X Marks the Spot. X Marks the Spot. Wait, isn't that what it just said? Revisiting the Diary 10 years later, releasing in 1975. No picture, but many new passages that reflect on her thoughts 10 years later. One major event happened that changed her outlook: the death of Elias. Okay. Oof. Peter Janowitz. We rollin', rollin', rollin' on down to the city. I'm not doing the whole thing. We can't afford gas. Yeah, right. You're from, like, you married one of the richest women in the world, my dude. Which is, you married one of the richest men in the world. Pardon, she married into the family. Modern Music Monthly. Yay! Periodicals. Jim and Diamond? Clark and I grew up like brothers. Clark never knew his father. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. The four of us had a sort of cutesy family band going on. When Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister, everything exploded. No more family band. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Raffertoons. Much better jingle writer and songwriter. All the old ad campaigns. Inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Okay. Oh my. Samantha Roottree. That's a new one again. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Did you know that Nintendo Pink Blob, aka Kirby, was originally called Twinkle Popo? That is a very weird name, yeah. None of the next gens had met her, now going by Patsy. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Elias decided Sam should have been a root tree in the first place. Even though she was not part of the clan's trust, he wanted to include her in family affairs. Okay. Didn't even know Sam was a root tree, yup. Had the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family. Ernie Jr. Wait, what? Okay. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her. Her children seem eager to help the family. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Gwyneth. Okay. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. EC Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, aka gay. That's why he kept us away from the farm. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Roommate. And they were roommates. Clark's gotten married again. No Roottree has ever remarried. I lost Jacob, and Gwyn divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Neither of us ever took a second husband. The way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. Clark is her son, okay. Good God, there's so much information in here. There are 4 Elis. Yes, there are. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Eli, or Eli C. Names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's grandfather were named Edward and Clancy, so now you see where my pop's name came from. Yeah. Anytime someone's a junior, they're always a firstborn son that goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. With the women, it goes out the window, of course. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. I guess there's no female equivalent of junior. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy root tree. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. Oh, there's so much in here. I haven't even searched through all of the names that pop up in here. My gosh, but we'll get there. Oh boy. Wow. This is about Sam, I guess. Your pop is my dad. Gwyneth, that's a dead person name. I mean, people are still called Gwyneth to this day. Don't make fun of people's names, man. Oh, Jesus. Okay. The 5 pieces. Ta-da. So this is the 5 oldest children of the 5 children of Elias and Gwyneth. I don't know if Pop refers to her dad or to her granddad. That is so many pictures! Oh god. The only one not here is Gwyn, okay? Surprising that Z-Red and Vaporize aren't here, usually here around this time. It's a Sunday, man. Sometimes people have other things to do. Clark. Trying to get Katrina, his youngest. Oh my god, that's so much. Holy shit. Okay. Now we have to go through all of these, figuring out, searching for, or spider searching for every single name that pops up in here. Jesus, okay. There's so much happening. Okay, so this is the 5-piece. One of these is Miracle. I don't know which one. I don't know if Pop is her dad or her granddad. I'm not sure. I'll have to check with the diary again. There's so much happening. Holy shit. Okay. the oldest is a daughter. Holy shit. Understandable why they said this game takes a long time. I know, right? Jesus. This is Karl. Karl Roottree. He is director? You are back from stuffing yourself with sushi? Hell yeah. Director is what they called the CEO, right? Oh no, president. 5th. Brenda. He was a president, right? That's what they called it? President of the company? Every time you order sushi, you just want all of the sushi and it's hard to pace yourself. Well, don't make yourself sick, please. Is that not correct? Are these not correct? Oh, he would be the first president, I guess. And she would be, what, housewife? Yes! There we go. Cool. Yay! Booyah! Now we did have an extra picture of him. That was that one. Hard to pace yourself until you're halfway through the pack and you have to stop. Okay. We have filled somebody in. Some people in. Oh my gosh. There are so many search terms. Holy shit. Family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Holy. There's a once, twice divorced guy on there. I think heard of him already. Right. The only one who remarried. Wait, there's two here, though. Spouse. That's two people that have two spouses. I think? Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we do have an extra picture of Karl. Don't we? No, we don't. Okay, second one has 3 spouses. We'll get there, we'll get there. Let me get to it in my own speed. I just need a second, like there's so much information. Oh man. These are the notable ones. The notable ones are all over here. So these are all the people that are on the list. On the list of notable people. Which was... these guys. Oh boy. We have Gwyn in there, we have Jim in there, we have Lauren in there, and we have Miracle. Televangelist, who was part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. A website called Clergy Watch. He was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. Oh my god. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in a disguise. Oh my god, what? What the fuck? Okay, so let's look for Clergy Watch. That didn't do anything. Miracle Network, how about that? The Miracle's Root Tree. Miracle Root Tree arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. He was younger by over 14 years. He regained his sight to spread the healing word. 23 years later, Miracle Root Tree Jr. arrived. Sure. Okay. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole. Okay. Five pieces are not notable people because the presidentship skipped their generation. It did, yeah. Grabbed some off-brand Coke. Hello again. Miracle Jr. is a notable root tree. Miracle Root Tree, who the flyer says will make a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole. Okay, so the Miracle was the youngest of their children, which is this one. Miracle. Miracle, and then this will be Miracle Jr., who is a televangelist. Or a preacher, maybe? Okay, and then we have Miracle the Third. This one. Miracle the Third. I just don't know their occupations. Rainbow tie? I know, right? Fucking wild. Okay. Okay, we're going to add a page for Lauren, who has a shit ton of stuff. We're going to add a page for all of the miracles. And then we're gonna reorder some notes. unsorted. Let's see. We have Lauren. 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 Gwyn. Oh, we had a page for Gwyn already. Gwyn. Her and her sister. Clancy, I don't know who that is, where that is yet. Pop, I guess, is her granddad. Okay. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. The Miracles? Let's make this the Sam page. Because there's a ton about Sam in here. Sam. 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 Patsy also belongs to the Sam story. Sam. Da, da, da. That's the Miracles. 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 Okay. So, let's look here. I mean, preacher... televangelist is a separate thing from a preacher, but I guess we can call him a preacher. I think he was also a preacher. Youth pastor. Youth pastor is also not in here, which I guess we'll have to also make him a preacher. Yep, they're all preachers. All three are preachers. Yay! Okay. I was, okay.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Karl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Sure, I'll believe that.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Root Tree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Thank you.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. His wife's name was Nicole. Oh, I don't know which of the Nicoles. Okay, never mind then. Okay. Eli is Miracle's youngest. Which would be... this one would be one of the Eliases, I guess. Elias Elias Miracle Root Tree, I would guess. Da, da, da. Lauren has a brother named Clancy. I know, but I don't know who that is yet. The Free Spirits. Wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn and the boys. That was Gwyn, Clark, and another one. To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects. Not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl just carried on for him after taking over. Rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and it was no coincidence it happened shortly after your visit. Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Devi. Oh. Go unsorted, because I don't know who this is for. Oh my god, that's so many people! Carl's the teenager in the middle. Sorry about the water damage. I burst in Carl's office. That one. Bonnie, next President, Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwyndolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree. Wow, okay. Ah, dang it. Unsorted. That is so many people. Holy. Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. Carl, I don't see eye to eye. Putting out a statement. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. Huh? Who is this person? Stephanie Jones. I'm guessing this was a root tree and she married him and took his last name. But then who is CM? Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Jones, okay. The Butler County Times. A video game called The Root Trees Are Dead was once set in Butler County. Turns out the creator never lived in or near Butler County, or even had any connection to Butler County. That's funny. Ay, ay, ay. We're gonna go Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Landon. Actually, this should be the highlight. Grew up in a home without a father. My mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Distant cousin of the Root Trees, her mother Caroline, a local artist, has come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Caroline Landon. Caroline Landon. Caroline Landon. No? Okay. No? Okay. I had to try. Okay, do 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 do. Do 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 do. 5 pieces. History of Print Advertising. Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2. By Charles Lee. Wait. No. Copy. By Charles Lee. They got pretty much everything wrong. That's a shame. Order is grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry, of course. So, does each of these flavors start with the first letter of the name of the person? I still don't know who the 5 children actually were, though. Elias Root Tree. Okay. I want to go back to the diaries. Jim Root. I don't think we actually looked that much. Oh yeah, that was these guys. So, which one could be Jim, I wonder? Could be this one. One or one of these two. Oh, my brain hurts. So her husband was Jacob. The granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So Lauren is either this one or this one. But no, she only had one child. She didn't have multiple children. She only had the one child because her husband died. So I would guess this one is Lauren. Though I don't know which one is her picture, but I think this one is Lauren. Lauren. And her husband, Jacob. I gotta go back to my evidence thing. 'Cause that was Gwyn. This one was Lauren. Lauren and Jacob. Okay. This one was Lauren. And this one was Jacob. And she was a housewife. I think that is correct, because she only had one child. And Karl split up multiple times. Split up twice, and then stayed married to the last person. Not Karl. Clark. Not Karl. Clark. This is Clark. Clark Rafferty. I would say. Okay, so we have two notable people left. Gwyn was from her generation. And Jim was a later generation, I think. So I think that makes this one Gwyn. Gwyn. Because she married and split up and had kids outside of marriage, essentially. Wild... Oh no, what was his name? Bill? William? I don't know what his actual name is. I guess I have to look it up. Anyway. Which means that I think this one has to be Jim. James Roottree. Is there only one James? I think it's James Roottree. Who married Diamond LaRue. Diamond LaRue. I think. And Gwyn was this lady, who was an actor. James is a musician. Oh, that is not correct. Okay. I feel like it has to be correct, though. Those are the only notable people left. And Gwyn and Lauren were of the same generation, so this one has to be Jim. And I know that Lauren didn't split up, but she did split up with her husband. I'm not sure why this isn't correct. I should have 3 correct now, no? His most recent... Yeah, but they're still making music. I mean, he's kind of a recluse, but... they're still making music. Oh, he's a musician, right? No? Son Wolf and daughter band the Floozies. Artist? No. I mean, he is a musician, right? She was a housewife. Gwyn was an actor. No? Model? Media mogul? I don't... Huh? He was an actor, wasn't he? I'm confused. I feel like this has to be correct, but it's not. Her father took her mother's famous name. Oh, Gwyn is an only child. Did I get that right? I did. I feel like that has to be correct, right? Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Hmm. I feel like this has to be correct. I can't think of what else it would be. Like, she was an actress. She's of the same generation as Lauren, who was a housewife. And then Jim is the only notable person left. There's no other stars on the board, so this has to be Jim. Who is a musician, right? No? I'm so confused. Why does this not work? I have no idea why this is not working. We had 3 notable figures left. We had Gwyn, Lauren, and Jim, and I'm pretty sure this is correct. Because she's an only child. She had 3 younger brothers. So this has to be Jim. I don't understand why it's not registering as correct. I'm confused. Is there another Lauren? Oh. This has to be James. And this has to be Gwyn. I'm confused. That should be correct, right? That's 3 correct. I'm confused. I feel like they have to be correct. They can't be in a different order. Maybe hers is a writer? Screenwriter. Maybe hers is an author because she wrote a book. There we go, okay. I got the author thing wrong. I was so confused. Woo! Okay, that's all the notables done. This has to be Aunt Margot, she said, and that's Gwyn's mother, so this has to be Margolite. Who is a housewife, almost certainly. Was a housewife. I don't know which picture it is. Could be this one, it could be this one. I guess it has to be this one. It's the only other blonde person. I don't know who she married, though. So this has to be this older sister, who I don't know the name of. Okay, so we have the oldest daughter, then we have 2 sons, then we have this daughter, and then we have Miracle. Okay. 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 We're getting there. We're getting there. Honestly, I think we may call it here for today because I do have to go and do some stuff privately. I have some errands and stuff and things and chores and things that need to get done before the work week. And this feels like a good point to pause while we're trying to figure out what to do next. So I think we're gonna call it here for today. I know it's very early, I'm aware. But I just have things to do. I'm sorry. It just, real life sometimes gets in the way, and I have to... Because I feel like if I start the next leg of investigation, there might not be another good point to stop. So... yeah. This will have to be Elias Jr. with how their stuff works. Oldest son is always called Junior. But yeah, other than that, I think we're gonna call it here because the next time I get really stuck in, I don't know how long it's gonna take. And I kinda gotta go within the next 20 minutes or so, so I feel like this is a good point to stop. We've done all the notables, which was the easiest part, I think. So now the difficult part starts. We will see how it goes. I'm really enjoying this so far. I hope you guys are too. I think this... Oh, excuse me. I think this is super fun. I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. I know it's not exactly like the most high-octane gameplay or anything, but I'm having a great time. This is really exercising my brain. Quite a lot. Oh my goodness. I'm really great. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you guys are too. We will be back to Dave the Diver on Wednesday. And Friday we'll be doing... I don't know yet. Some spooky game. I haven't decided yet. So... this off. The hat off. There we go. Go back to normal. Yeah, we'll be going back to Dave the Diver on Wednesday, something spooky on Friday, and back to this on Sunday, and hopefully next week I will plan a little better and not end up having things to do after the stream. So we can just do the full stream. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you so very much. You guys are amazing. It's so fun to have you guys here, whether you were lurking or chatting, here for 5 minutes or here for 3 hours, 2.5. I appreciate you more than you can possibly. I have to say all these things for the algorithm. Remember to follow on Twitch, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you can, go back and leave a comment on the VOD once it's uploaded, which should only be a few minutes after the stream ends. Leaving comments on any of my old VODs or videos would be very helpful. If you feel like it. If you don't, that's fine too. You're also welcome to go to Twitch and take clips of the VODs or whatever if you feel like it, but don't feel any obligation to do so. There will be more shorts when I have more time on my hands to go through my videos and cut out some shorts and stuff. But I'm just really busy in real life right now. I'm doing my best. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed me breaking my brain over a family tree. And I hope you're looking forward to the streams next week. Good luck with your week, whatever your week is gonna look like. Whether you have study or work or whatever, I hope you have a good week. Happy Sunday evening, everyone. Have a good rest of your day or evening or whatever time of day it is where you are. Take care of yourselves. Be good people. Hydrate. Eat. You know, just take care. Things can be difficult sometimes. I hope you guys take care. I hope I can provide some fun distraction. So yeah. Goodbye, everybody. And good night. Bye.